Ice Age 6 just got announced a few hours ago, and I am so confused as to why it's getting announced when I could have sworn that it came out like 2 years ago. In 2022, we got The Adventures of Buck Wild. This was supposed to be a movie that basically revolved around Buck from Ice Age 3 and 5, and now he's come back in 6. Well, what I thought was the 6th film, what everyone thought was the 6th film, and I swear to God, the people who made Megamind 2 had to have worked on this movie because it is so trash. It is so bad. The animation in Megamind 2 and this movie are so comparable, it's insane. They are so bad, and I swear to God, this movie was setting up Megamind 2. It had to, because of just how bad the animation was in this movie. The animation in this movie makes the first one look clean and crisp. This is absolutely atrocious. They made no effort with this movie whatsoever. When I saw this film, I thought that because we would be getting to see Buck again, we would get to see Rudy. And Rudy was one of the most important characters in Ice Age 3. He's the reason why Buck has an eye patch. He scratched out his eye, and in return, when Buck got swallowed by Rudy, he was able to like ricochet out of his mouth, and he punched out one of his teeth, and that's why in the movie he's got like this scar, if you've ever seen it. But he was a really cool character, a really cool he wasn't really a villain, he was really just like he was a dinosaur. He was doing dinosaur things. I thought that when we would be introduced to Buck again, we would see Rudy, but no. He wasn't in the movie. But this movie, it is so bad on so many levels. It's insane. So the villain, because there's a villain in this. Well, I say villain. He's more like a bully. The main antagonist that this movie revolves around is a dinosaur named Orson. Orson is a Triceratops hybrid. I can't tell you. But basically, it's explained by him that the reason why he's the villain is because when he was a kid, he was made fun of because of the shape of his head. Dude, everyone gets made fun of for their flaws. This should be no reason to become the villain. I can understand why. I've seen this several times before in other medias, even like a Spider-Man cartoon or whatever. But this takes the stupid bulliness level to a whole new level. It's just completely bad. So he hates Buck for some reason. I forgot the reason why. It's been like a year since I've seen the movie. But I'm not going to bother explaining it to you in full depth because there's really no point in watching this film, so I'm saving you the trouble of watching it. The whole plot point is that he doesn't like Buck. He's trying to kill him because he doesn't like his head. I don't know. And I think it was explained by Orson that he's able to talk because of how intelligent he is. And that already is a massive mess up for this film because that is completely irrelevant to the whole story. Because in Ice Age 5, we did have talking dinosaurs, and not once did they mention this, that because of how smart they were. They were frankly really dumb. The father was really dumb. The only sensible one was the son. The daughter was just doing whatever the father was doing. But already, this mess up became even more messed up of when he dropped. Because he's so intelligent he can talk. That is so irrelevant because we had talking dinosaurs from the previous film. It is honestly just a nightmare bomb watching this movie. Menopausal Karen videos are more enjoyable content than watching this movie. This movie is just so trash. I'm shocked that this got greenlit. I am shocked that this was able to enter production because it shouldn't have. It was a massive flop. It made, I think, like no money at all because it went straight to Disney Plus. And, you know, like Turning Red, that was like $100 million budget. It only made like $22 million, but, you know, still, my point still stands on how, like, it's a bad movie. It should not have been made. And that just, I don't understand why now there's an Ice Age 6. I really don't understand it. The only reason worth watching this movie is to see more of Buck. Buck is one of those really cool characters from the movies, and he was one of my personal favorites too. I loved Buck from the third film, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. That was my favorite movie of the Ice Age films. The only returning character from the third film, however, was the Mama T-Rex, which was cool. I really liked that she did come back because I thought, maybe she and Sid would, hook up again. I don't know. The only reason worth watching this is to just put your kids in front of the TV just to watch it. It really is just noise for children. But it is so trash. The plot of this movie, the animation of this movie, beyond trash. It is garbage. And it really makes me think that they're just making the 6th Ice Age film just for cash grab, which really makes me worried because this has happened before. And this really makes me worried because it felt like all of the Ice Age films kind of progressed into becoming worse and worse and worse. I think the worst one by far has to be the 5th one. It just was cringe beyond belief. Until I saw the 6th one, or what I thought was the 6th one. But there is a glimmer of hope in this, because there is hope for this brand new 6th Ice Age film, that there is a glimmer of hope. There is one plot that I think is being completely overlooked, and is a fandom, actually, that me and a lot of other people subscribe to that should happen. The Ice Age Baby. This hellspawn became the infamous meme known as the Ice Age Baby. This is undoubtedly one of the worst animated models of all time, in my opinion. I think second only to that one from that one Pixar short. There's even a meme, too, actually. There's a meme where it said, everyone remembers the Ice Age Baby, but no one remembers this hellspawn, which is the baby from the Pixar short with the little drummer dude. That is undoubtedly the worst animated model of all time. This, I think, was probably the second. I don't know. But anyway, my hope is that, and what other people believe too, is that the Ice Age Baby will be an adult, probably have a family of his own, who knows, but he'll have grown up, and he'll reunite with Manny, Diego, and Sid. That is something that I think would redeem the Ice Age saga. That would actually that would actually bring a whole lot of faith to me, knowing that that's what they did. But I'm also worried about that too, because Kung Fu Panda did this with Kung Fu Panda 4. They brought back Tai Lung. Everyone was shocked and excited to see Tai Lung back because he was one of the absolute favorite characters from the first Kung Fu Panda. And Kung Fu Panda 4 flopped. It was a mega flop. I thought that this movie was going to be the redemption for Tai Lung. I thought that when he would come back, Po would then pass on the mantle of the Dragon Warrior down to him. That wasn't the case. It got passed down to some brand new character named Zhen or something like that, which was like the worst thing that could happen in this movie. It introduced a new character that we've never seen before, and already she becomes the Dragon Warrior? It made sense for Po to become like whatever Master Oogway was. That made sense, but it didn't make sense for some brand new character to become the Dragon Warrior. Tai Lung being the Dragon Warrior, that made sense. And in a way, he does become a good guy. I think that's what everyone kind of thought, including me, that he would become a good guy because, this, I forgot her name already, but the lizard lady, the shapeshifter or whatever, she brings him back and is like stealing his powers. So that made sense to, turn against. It's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing. And in the end, Tai Lung did become a good guy. He, took the lizard lady back to like the dimension or whatever, the spirit world. And he said that Po was all right. But it doesn't matter. The damage had already been done. Kung Fu Panda 4 was one of the worst. It was the worst Kung Fu Panda film by far, even when it had one of the best characters in it. And that's what I'm worried about with this new Ice Age film, because even if they do bring back the Ice Age Baby grown up, there's a chance that it could still flop and, mess up somehow. But I feel like it would be an absolute win if the Ice Age Baby did come back as an adult and was reunited with the, main characters from the first film. That would be an absolute win, and that would be a perfect conclusion to the Ice Age saga. Now, there is one thing to also consider here, because the company that made the Ice Age films, Blue Sky Animation, they've gone bust. They were owned by Fox. Fox is in partnership with Disney. So, the new Ice Age film is being made by Disney. Now, there is a glimmer of hope here, too, because I will admit, even though Disney has kind of flopped with some recent movies, they do make really good animation. They make really good, solid animation. I don't care who you are or what you say. They do make good animation. Story, no. But animation, yes. I think that one film called Soul, or whatever it was, that was perfect. That was perfect, just unbelievable cinema. I've never seen it, but I watched, like, clips of it and just how realistic that movie looked. That was insane. And then we get trashed like Red Panda, whatever that movie was called, Turning Red. I just hope that Disney does not mess this up. If they mess up Ice Age 6, I will not forgive them. There is a glimmer of hope that Ice Age 6 will actually be an absolute win, and it can redeem itself and the Ice Age saga and what the damage of the last two films have done. But yeah, that's basically about it. Thank you for watching.